Pasta aglio olio. It's fun to say. Pasta aglio olio is a traditional Italian pasta that's made up of like 5 ingredients. It's very easy, very quick. Make it when there's like literally nothing else in the fridge. So first things first, let's talk about the pasta. Okay, so you go to your local supermarket, you're gonna see a bunch of different varieties to buy, a bunch of different brands. I prefer DiCecco for a widely available pasta that you can get at pretty much any grocery store. The reason is that this pasta is bronze cut or bronze drawn. What does that mean? So when you're looking at pastas, usually they're produced in 2 different ways, bronze drawn or Teflon drawn or cut. And when you're making a dish like this, an aglio olio, where once it's done, the sauce should be emulsifying into sort of a thick, almost creamy-like texture. You really want as much of it as possible to get cooked into the pasta. So pasta that's bronze drawn has a higher porosity than Teflon cut pasta, where the sauce is just gonna slick right off of it because it's very smooth. This has a rougher texture and it's gonna help to really grab onto that sauce as good as possible. So the next ingredient we've got is some fresh Italian parsley that we're gonna mince up in just a minute here. For our final ingredients, we've got olive oil, crushed red pepper, and garlic. I'm using 2 cloves today. Feel free to use 1 or 2 more or less, but try to keep it within that ballpark. I know people wanna use a lot of garlic, but trust me on this, it's gonna get overwhelming if you use too much.
So we're going to start by thinly slicing up our garlic, and I mean like really thin, so make sure you've got a sharp knife ready. Alright, slice up those bad boys, but please take your time. We want to make sure they're like Goodfellas thin, so don't rush it. Next, grab your Italian parsley and chop off about a half a cup's worth. The official scientific measurement here is going to be about 1.7 scoopfuls. Bunch up your parsley into a nice little knot and give that sweet thang a preliminary dice. Then try your best slap chop and mince until you've got things looking pretty fine. Add 3 cups of water into a pot and bring that to a rolling boil. Drop in a larger amount of kosher salt than you think is reasonable, let's say 20 grams, and then add in about 125 grams of pasta. I'm using linguine, but any long cut pasta will do. Once the pasta is nearly al dente, you're ready to take it out and set it aside, but before you do, make sure that you save about a cup's worth of the pasta water for our sauce. We used a pretty small amount of water to begin with so that the pasta water could really concentrate in all of its starchy, saucy goodness. And seriously, don't rinse your pasta once you've set it aside. Get out a large saucepan and add in your sliced garlic. Pour in a good couple glugs of olive oil into the garlic and saute over medium heat until the garlic becomes fragrant and your kitchen starts smelling amazing. Once your olive oil and garlic have spent a little time together, add in a heaping tablespoon of minced parsley into the pan, then immediately add your pasta water. Start with a half cup, but hold on to the rest in case your sauce needs adjusting. Incorporate those flavors together, then add your pasta to the pan. Work your pasta into the sauce. This is what's going to finish cooking your pasta. All those flavors cooking into the pasta itself. Adding crushed red pepper to the pasta, my advice is to do so sparingly or it will overpower the sauce. A couple teaspoons to start. At this point, your pasta is pretty much done. Plate it up with a carving fork, very optional, and sprinkle on a little finishing seasoning with your crushed red pepper and parsley. And, ooh. Now that's a $2 plate of pasta. Pasta aglio olio is rich, savory, and fresh. It tastes much more complex than its 5 ingredients suggest. It's also extremely easy to make, so when you stumble home at 2 a.m. feeling hungry and lazy, remember this dish before you check your phone to see if Taco Bell delivers. They're closed.